Welcome, my friends. Today, we learn English through the amazing true story of a man who changed the world. His name was feared across continents, yet his beginnings were humble, born into hardship, raised in struggle, and driven by a fire that could never be put out. This is the powerful story of Genghis Khan, a boy with no army, no riches, and no kingdom, who rose to become the ruler of the largest land empire in human history. Stay with me, my friends, from beginning to end, because this is not just a history lesson. This is a journey of courage, betrayal, and unbreakable determination. And as you listen, you'll not only discover his story, but you'll improve your English, step by step, word by word. So get comfortable, open your heart, and let the story begin. Long ago, in the year 1162, on the cold grasslands of Mongolia, a baby boy was born. His name was Temujin. He belonged to a tribe called the Borjigin, one of the many Mongol clans living in the wide open steppes. Life was simple, but also brutal. People moved with their animals, hunting, herding, and surviving the harsh winds and long winters. Temujin's father, Yesuzye, was a tribal leader. He hoped his son would grow to become strong, maybe even lead the tribe one day. But fate had a different plan. When Temujin was just 9 years old, tragedy struck. His father was poisoned by a rival tribe. Suddenly, Temujin and his family were left alone, without protection, without food, and without power. The rest of the tribe turned their backs on them. Imagine, my friends, a small boy, left with his mother and 6 siblings, struggling to survive in a world full of enemies. But Temujin's mother, Hoelun, was strong. She taught her children how to live off the land, how to fish, how to find roots and berries, how to endure. Temujin watched and learned, and from her, he discovered his first and most important lesson: never give up. As he grew older, life became even more dangerous. One day, Temujin was captured by another tribe. They made him a slave. They put a heavy wooden collar around his neck to stop him from escaping. But he was not broken. He waited. And one night, he escaped, running through the darkness and snow to find his family again. That escape changed something inside him. It taught him that freedom is not something you are given. It is something you fight for. In the years that followed, Temujin began to gather friends and followers, not because of his family name, but because of his strength, honesty, and loyalty. He had a dream: to unite all the Mongol tribes who were always fighting one another. But not everyone agreed. Temujin had a blood brother named Jamuka. They had once been close friends. But Jamuka came from a noble family. He believed only the rich and powerful should rule. Temujin believed that any man, rich or poor, could rise through bravery and loyalty. The two friends became enemies. In 1287, Temujin and Jamuka met in battle. Jamuka's army was larger and full of noble warriors. Temujin's men were fewer, but they believed in their leader. They fought hard, but they lost. Jamuka captured many of them, and he did something terrible. He boiled Temujin's warriors alive. Most men would have given up, but Temujin did not. He disappeared into the wildlands. He waited. He rebuilt. Slowly, he gained more followers. People tired of the old ways. People who believed in change. And when he returned, he was stronger than ever. In 1206, after years of battles and victories, Temujin did what no one had done before. He united the Mongol tribes. All of them. They held a great meeting. And there, he was given a new name: Genghis Khan. It meant universal ruler, and his empire had just begun. Now, my friends, this is where the story truly becomes legendary. Genghis Khan believed that to protect his people, he had to keep expanding. And so, he turned his eyes toward powerful neighbors. The first was the Jin dynasty in northern China, a rich and mighty kingdom. He sent his armies, fast, deadly, and smart. His soldiers rode horses day and night, used secret signals, and attacked with perfect timing. Genghis Khan was a master of war tactics. The Jin dynasty fell. Then he moved west, toward the Khwarezm Empire in Persia. At first, he wanted peace. He sent trade caravans and letters of friendship. But the Khwarezm leader made a terrible mistake. He killed Genghis Khan's messengers. That was something Genghis Khan could not forgive. He attacked with fury. City after city fell. His armies were brutal, but they were also organized. They used spies, maps, and clever tricks. They would pretend to run away, then return and trap their enemies. But Genghis Khan was more than just a warrior. He created laws, called the Yasa, to keep peace among his people. He protected traders and travelers. He built a postal system that used horses to carry messages across thousands of miles. He allowed different religions to be practiced freely in his empire. He even promoted people based on talent, not on who their father was. My friends, this was rare for those times. Still, not all was peaceful. Genghis Khan ruled with an iron hand. If a city resisted, he destroyed it. Some cities lost tens of thousands of people. He believed that fear would keep people from fighting back. And in many cases, it worked. But for those who accepted his rule, life became better. Roads were safer, trade increased, and the laws were fair. By the time he was done, Genghis Khan ruled an empire stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, the largest land empire the world had ever known. And yet, he lived simply. He wore plain clothes, slept in a tent, ate with his soldiers. He never built golden palaces or called himself a god. He was the great Khan, but he remained humble. In 1227, Genghis Khan died. Some say he fell off his horse. Others say he was wounded in battle. But even in death, he was a mystery. His body was taken back to Mongolia. His soldiers made sure no one knew the location of his grave. Legend says they killed anyone who saw the funeral procession, to keep the secret forever. Even today, no one knows exactly where Genghis Khan is buried. But his legacy, that will never be hidden. Now, my friends, what can we learn from this story? First, no matter where you start in life, how poor, how broken, how alone, you have the power to rise. Genghis Khan was not born great. He became great through courage, discipline, and vision. Second, leadership is not about being the loudest or the richest. It's about making people believe. It's about earning trust. It's about bringing people together, even when the world is falling apart. And third, power must be used wisely. Genghis Khan built, but he also destroyed. His name is remembered not just with respect, but with fear. The choice is always yours, to build or to destroy. Thank you, my friends, for joining me on this unforgettable journey. I hope this story helped you grow your English and your understanding of history, leadership, and the human spirit. If you enjoyed this, listen again, practice, repeat, and keep learning, because with every story, with every word, you are becoming stronger. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, even the greatest stories begin with a single step. Goodbye for now.